Hola, knife nerds! It's your boy Big Canucker coming back at you with another review here. It's actually going to be a little bit of a review of a couple things here. Now we're going to have a look at the Ka-bar Dozier as well as the Spyderco double stuff, and just going to show you how this works. This is the double stuff 2 with the Cuban boron nitride and the fine ceramic on the one side. So I know Spyderco's got the two of them. It's got the one that is got the medium ceramic on one side and fine ceramic on the other. And this little pink beauty here is actually my wife's knife. She, although she is not a knife nerd like yours truly here, she does have need of a blade. And I happened to be in Calgary at Target Knives there, and I saw this little beauty here for her, and it was on sale because it is pink. And not too many of us guys can pull off pink. I know I can, but I'm not too sure how many guys also can't. So this little Ka-bar Dozier, just to give you an idea of the size here, it is a 3-inch blade with a 2.7 millimeter thick blade itself. It's a hollow grind, and it's an AUS 8. It's got some pink Zytel handles, which are, and I mean, they don't have to be pink. They can be, there's all sorts of different colors. I think this red's black, out there. And the pink was actually for breast cancer. So it was a really, really good cause. So, I picked it up and gave it to her as a little bit of a gift. Now, let's just see here. The thumb stud is actually reversible too as well. My wife is left-handed. So just to give you an idea of that, so it's left-handed, as well as the pocket clip is left or right-handed, which she, I put it so she could left-hand carry. Although she doesn't carry it in her pocket, she carries it in her purse. And just a fantastic little knife for, $20 American, $30 if you're in Canada, on sale someplace. I think it's a little bit more regular price, but like I said, I think $20 or $30. It's made in Taiwan, and it's a hollow grind. It's AUS 8, and extremely, extremely comfortable knife. I mean, it's very, very well put together. It's extremely solid. The Zytel handles don't have any steel liner, but I mean, I don't think you need it in this size of knife. I mean, if you're going to be using this knife, it's it's to cut up some occasional cardboard and get in some packages and stuff like that. If you're looking at cutting shingles, you probably want something a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier. Now on to the Spyderco double stuff 2. Like I said, you've got the CBN, the cubic boron nitride on the one side, which is quite a bit, I think, more aggressive than the double stuff 1, which has the medium ceramic. And on the other side, you've got the fine ceramic. And I mean, I don't take my barkeeper's friends and scrub this too often. Because it does, it does its job. It puts a nice little, it hones on this fine ceramic side. And if I find that it's getting too loaded up, then I just take some barkeeper's friend and a little bit of a cloth and just give it a rub underwater, and that'll take care of it. You've also got the groove on each side, or on this side, which is for touching up your fish hooks. And then it also comes with a nice little pouch. All for about 5 inches long. And I'm just going to give you an idea of kind of the size of everything here as well. We've got the Lucky Toonie, so that gives you an idea here. Oops, get that out of the way there. And your knife in there, so that gives you the kind of the size here. Let me pull that out of the way there, so we can put the two of them down there. So like I said, that's a 5-inch double stuff, and then your Ka-bar Dozier is a 3-inch blade and 4.25-inch handle, so close length 4.25. Here is the Spyderco Smock, to just give you an idea, tier 2 as well, of some size comparison. And one more big puppy here, which is the Ka-bar, the Cold Steel here, which is almost a 4-inch blade. So that gives you an idea of kind of the size of this knife. So my wife happened to take this yesterday and used it to cut open a whole bunch of cardboard for a new bed that we got. Yes, we wore out the old one. And so it is dull as heck. And I like to make sure that this is extremely sharp. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a little bit of a sharpen, just to show you guys how well this works. Now you've got the two sides here. The CBN side here on the double stuff 2 is probably, I'm going to guess, somewhere around 800 to 1,000 grit. Although Spyderco doesn't have like a grit rating per se. To me, that's kind of what it feels like when it acts. And then your ceramic side is, I've heard somewhere around 1,700 to 2,000 or so. And then you have one more grit above this even, which is ultra fine. And their ceramic process is tremendous. This thing does not wear away. I've probably sharpened 30 knives on this, and I feel it's completely smooth, and it's done a fantastic job for me. The one thing I do have to mention, though, is after owning this for probably about a year and a half, somewhere around there, it seemed like whatever glue they had inside there had let go. And I just took some crazy glue, put it together, and glued it up about 3 months ago, and I've used it a few times since then, and it's been fantastic. It's been very, very easy. So gonna do the old obligatory paper cutting test on this. As you can see, it you know, it will kind of cut, but it, you know, it tears. It's dull. I mean, it's still got a little bit of an edge on it, but it's nothing like it should be and nothing like it was. So this little hollow grind blade, it needs to be touched up for sure. So let's put some edge on this puppy here right now. Here, give me a second here. So I like to put a little bit of water down on my sharpening stones, because it helps keep that keep it usable and help stop it from loading up. And let's just see here. So this is my first time trying to sharpen this on camera. So now I think that I kind of sharpen right around 20 degrees or so. That seems to be my kind of the way I hold everything. And 20 degrees seems to be a very good, solid working edge on everybody's radar. You know, you get a little bit lower angle than that, you know, 15 degrees or so, 17 degrees. And it does kind of slice nice, but I think with the 20 degrees, it's a really, really good all-around edge. Now, the other thing here I got to mention is I wish this dozier had a sharpening choil. You know, this backer castle here is a little bit thick when you're sharpening it, and it seems to drag a little bit on the stone if you're not careful. And yeah, I wish you had a little bit of a sharpening choil there, and that's something I might do. I've got some diamond files, and I might just decide to put in a sharpening choil. Now you can see it's starting to gather up lots of the, I don't know, some people call it swarf, some people call, you know, it's files, it's shaving. It's basically what it is just steel, kind of wearing out the steel there. Now let's have a look at that. Oh, I can see I've got a burr just about on the whole knife here, a little bit on the back. We need, if I'm going to sharpen with this knife or with this sharpening stone, it's kind of small. I usually kind of keep it in the palm of my hand and sharpen it that way. But it's hard to do that here with this camera in the way. And so I put it on top of my other Spyderco fine ceramic stone. So somebody, I don't know, if you guys like to hand sharpen, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a clean off. If you like to hand sharpen, the Spyderco ceramic stones are, I think, the way to go. You know, they're fairly inexpensive. I mean, there are some Arkansas stones out there that are very, very inexpensive, but the ceramics in Canada are running around 50 bucks a stone, 60 bucks a stone. If you go with the 2 by 8 inch, I know there is a 3 by 8 inch ultrafine stone that runs you over 100 bucks. But this 2 by 8 does everything that I have, and does it extremely, extremely well. I just don't seem to be getting a burr right on the very back. She's a little bit thick there, like I said, so it takes a little bit extra on the back part of the blade. Yeah, there we go. We've got her down. All right, let's flip to the other side and give her a clean off and take it from there. Okay. So, yeah, so basically what you're looking for is you're looking for a burr or a wire edge, a lot of people will call that, right along the entire edge of the blade. And that just means when you can feel that little bit of a burr, it means that you've apexed the knife blade. So you've gotten right to the very tip of the blade and or right to the very edge of the blade here. So that's where you're actually starting to get your fine edge put in. Once you got that wire edge on there, you'll want to go up in stone. So there we go. And there we go. So we've got a wire edge on both sides. And I wish you could see that, but you can feel it. You just drag your thumb up and you can feel. Some people use their fingernail, or you can just, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there is a wire edge there now. So let's clean that off and let's flip it over and let's go to that fine side. Like I said, a little bit of water, a little bit of moisture is always good. And now that will just prevent the stone from loading up faster. Some people use oil on their stones. Some people do it dry. I just think a little bit of water helps these Spyderco stones stop from loading up so fast. Lots of times my water that I use has got a little bit of a coolant in it for high-speed saw blades. I happen to sell industrial supplies, and I usually put a little bit of that in the water. This particular one here right now is just plain old water. Yeah. Oh my goodness, she's starting to get sharp now. Just hone the other side here now. This is should take me just a few more minutes, and then I should be done with this, and then I will give you a little bit of a test. Oh, you'll have to give me 1 second here. All right, so I'm just in the middle of doing a video. So give me a second here, and I will finish this up, and then we'll do the paper test, and then my wife can have her wonderful Ka-bar Dozier back, and then she can go about breaking down all the cardboard she wants. All right. Yeah, this is a wonderful eye stone. Here we go. A little bit that side. Now, some people will give it just a little bit of a back and forth on each side just to get rid of that wire edge. I like to give it a few strokes just like that. Give me 1 second here. Got my homemade strop here. Get rid of that wire edge. And I probably would sit here and strop this, a whole lot more just to give it that kind of final razor sharp. But due to a little bit of time constraints here on the video, I'm going to just probably pull this off the strop a little earlier than I normally would. Now, a lot of people too, they also, they'll run their blade through the piece of wood or cork to knock off that wire edge every time they switch grits on a stone. Sometimes I do that, especially with some of the knives I want to get absolutely silly sharp. I'll do that. But you know what? For the sake of brevity in this video here, I'm not going to do that here. So let's give that a little bit of a test on the paper. Oh yeah, she is crazy sharp. So there we go. Now my wife, she can break up a lot more cardboard with this, and she'll be rocking and rolling with her Ka-bar. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.